You're a drag queen. How do you do your makeup? Let's do it together. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the House of Love. I am so grateful to have you here. My name is Xtacy Love, which, yes, makes my initials X and L because I am what? Fat, and beauty comes in what? All sizes. Don't forget it. Welcome back to my series. You're a drag queen? Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love drag too. I love the art of drag. I love the magic of drag. Now, here's the thing. With makeup, they like to talk about rules. These rules in art, they're make-believe. They're make-believe. Say it with me. Art is what you want to create with it. We use these rules kind of more as guidelines. This is more of like my standard face. I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks. You can see today I've got blemishes. I've got craziness going on in my skin. I have humanness going on in my skin because I'm human. I'm going to start with Secure the Sweat because it does actually help. But a lot of people that I've spoken to that have used it, they're like, it doesn't work, girl. It doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, well, did you read the instructions? Did you? Or did you just put it on, rubbing it into your face, thinking that it's a lotion, and then put your makeup on? The trick with this is patting it in, and then you have to let it sit for a minute. It's been a minute. Ding ding, fries are done. I'm gonna go in and prime. A classic one, just the E.L.F. Power Grip. Oh my gosh, I was right. It's the E.L.F. Power Grip. Come on. I like this one. It just keeps everything kind of on. It's similar to another product by Milk, but the price point is a little bit more friendly. And the effect, in my opinion, because I've used the other one, are the same. I haven't taken a look at the ingredients to see if there's like more skin benefits to the other one maybe, but I quite like this e.l.f. one. We are going to discuss highlighting, contouring our face. In drag, I like to underpaint. I find it just helps with sweating. It secures your makeup on. I think it applies a lot smoother. So before I was a Maybelline girly, that's right, I was in a Maybelline ad. Not bad for a fat bitch. I was already using the Superstay Maybelline foundation. It just... you'll see. So I do my makeup a little bit differently. I like to build up here. And yes, I'm using foundation. The coverage of this is so good. See, look, all that redness gone. I know a lot of people love using concealer. That's kind of that 2016 moment where the makeup community was huge on here, but I personally don't. I go in with two different foundations. Basically, I'm applying this any of the high points of my face. As somebody who does have the ability to grow facial hair, I do like to place just another layer right over here. If you're a human who grows facial hair and you find that it's really dark, there is a blocking method you can use. An orange liquid lip works great. You're going to just lay that in the areas where you find it sometimes bleeds through your foundation and then powder it and then apply your foundation. I found with this foundation though, it works really well. As you can see, I do have dark hair. I am lucky that my facial hair that does grow in doesn't grow in aggressively. That's not true for you. That's okay. You're human. It happens. The nice thing with this foundation is it does layer really well. Use the fatter end, relatable, just to blend out where I've placed those lines. This is a trust the process. Y'all already know. This is going to look insane. I like to choose powders that match my complexion so that I know color matching doesn't really matter. This does not match the color of my skin. I am not trying to pretend about it. It does not. Trust the process. So I'm going in with a much deeper color now. And I'm going to just lay this all over here. Now I start to bring it up towards where we will be contouring. This underpainting step is nice because it just helps you lay out the makeup. If you don't want to underpaint, that's okay. Feel free to hit fast forward. I don't always underpaint in every show I do, but I do find that it does help with how much you're sweating under lights and when you're dancing. It's like a safety net. It's a theater trick, musical theater trick, or I guess just straight theater too. Not straight, but theater. As you sweat off the powder, the liquid is still there. It looks like I'm really just like jamming my face. Blend, 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 blend. I'm going to do the forehead off camera. Now we look like this. You'll see that the shape of my face is starting to kind of take place. You'll see that my face is starting to have shape. Look at that. Powder this down. Now with this step, I don't know about y'all. Sorry about this aggressive ASMR. Covergirl. Why you not coming out? When I do my under eye area. I find sometimes if I apply too much powder, it gets angry at me. So I like to powder down all of my contour area. First, I like to do just a more human colored here. Now, I purposely buy this powder because it does have pigment to it. A lot of people use translucent. That's totally fine. Do you, honey? Do you? For me, with traveling on the road, I know that I can go into a drugstore, I can go into a super center, and I can find this specific makeup and not have to worry about color matching if, say, a place doesn't have my foundation or if an airline decides to lose my luggage. I learned that early on when I was National Showgirl at Large. That was one of the things, is like, they're not going to the show because you lost your makeup. So what are you going to do? So while it's great to have luxury brands, and those brands are great as well, don't get me wrong, you can also achieve really strong, good drag makeup on drugstore. We're going to go into powders now. I'm going to set this, and at the same time I highlight. I am just going to tap her in and then blend her out. Now, the purpose of highlighting is lifting these features off of your face. So when the stage lights hit you, blends everything out and kind of blurs. I'm going to go in a little bit heavier down here, and I like to just lift this up. So you can already see how this is starting to brighten. It allows the audience to see your face. This looks insane right now. I promise it starts to come together, and then this part is where you want the brightest to be. For drag purposes, I would strongly suggest adding a brighter color. It doesn't have to be white. This one is not. This is E.L.F. Camo Powder Foundation in the color, I am blind, y'all, Fair 125C. This is in color Deep 510C. So I like to just go under here. So the purpose of contour is creating shadows on the face. So anywhere where you want to place a shadow. Now, I do have a round face, and I like to kind of bring it down here. And then I bring a line straight down, and then I just make kind of a triangle. I like the shape of a heart for a face. If you have an aggressive jaw, maybe your jaw is really, really wide and you want to conceal it instead. So see how if I place this here, you can kind of see how that reshapes my face. So it's the same thing with makeup. If you're applying the makeup here, it's going to just create that shadow to get rid of that. For me, I'm going to bring it under. The cheek is very interesting. Watch what happens if I place my cheek here. If I build all of the contour, there's a lot of girls that go right to their jaw. Creates that kind of Canadian from South Park. You can do that. That's cute. You can angle it. See how that just like lifts your features? If I bring it back, see what happens? If I straighten out, take your brush and just put it on your face and kind of play with where you think you want it to go. As you can kind of see, this makes my face more square. As I start to do this, it starts to lift my eye area and the cheek area. And my ideal kind of space where I personally like my face to sit is about here. See the difference? If I'm creating shadows here, it just makes my face look wider, right? And as I go like this, it just lifts everything up. Play around with your makeup yourself. Wipe it off. That's a beautiful thing about makeup. You can play. It's just magic on your face. It's just artistry on your face. Say you're thinner. Maybe you have really pronounced cheekbones that sit really high. Congratulations. That's great. You're not going to want to necessarily put your cheeks super high. Or maybe you do, and that's okay too. But play around and see kind of where it makes sense. And the further back you place your contour, you can kind of see what it does for the shadows. Typically, you're going to want it to sit around here. There's like all these rules of suck in your face and chisel there. And I'm like, but not everyone's face wants to look the same or be the same. I start from the hairline and I like to bring her down. As I build this pigment, I'd like to just place her and fan her out and then bring her down. See how already this side is pinched because now there's a shadow? I like to start in the hairline. Being nearly bald for this is lovely. If you didn't see the video of me chopping off my hair, because I think more trans people should be on Broadway. Check it out. I sang Les Mis. I like to bring along where the wig is going to sit, with the focus still being on that center. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. That, I just kicked my tripod. The struggle is real. Just trying to help people. In between the steps, I like to just take a huge brush and just quickly do a little blend out of anywhere where those seams kind of meet, just to blend those out a bit. Go in with an even cooler toned shade now. into our contour just to create more depth of color. I travel a lot when I do drag, so I have Z palettes that I've created myself. This one's from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It allows me to create stuff like this, which is really nice to have on the road. This is a lot easier than carrying 900 palettes. I don't know what these colors are, but I'm going in with these two that are a little bit deeper toned than what we put on. I'm only putting it on the small part of my brush, just go in the bottom part of the cheek. Now, something that I've started doing, that I've been doing drag for 12 years, and something that I like is like, I like to go down just because of where I'm placing. So y'all saw when I did this, I could have like this huge cheek if I wanted, but I like to lift my face. So I like to go angle here and then straight up. It's beside my ear, and then I bring her down. I don't know why. I don't know when I started doing that, but it was when I was playing with makeup that I was like, I quite like this shape. Same thing on the other side. Now, I don't bring this all the way up to where the more warm tone is, because this is just creating more shadow within the shadow. Further mask thing. I am masking all these chins. Hi. Welcome to the club. If you have them, if not, that's okay too. For somebody who doesn't have a lot of chin action, you don't need to go in with deeper pigments. You might not even need to contour. I mean, I would suggest a little bit of differentiation and pigment there, just so that you have for when the stage lights hit you. The stage lights hit you. That's better English. We're gonna go into nose contour. I quite like my nose, so I just kind of paint what's there. So I do have a bit more of like a button nose. I used to do so much makeup on my nose, and looking back, now that I've started YouTube, it's like, girl, just gonna draw 2 lines down the side of my nose. I love these little brushes. And then I just take that and I literally smudge this out until it's like gone because I don't want it to show. Used to do all of this craziness and it just looked like someone punched me in the nose. But I thought I was turning it. And you know what? In a couple of years from now, I'll look back at this and be like, girl, what were you doing? That's the fun of makeup. Play around. So I'm going in with that deeper pigment. I'm just drawing 2 straight lines and then I am just blending her out. Really pinching the bridge of my nose. I sometimes go in with my finger if I applied too much product like I just did. If you find you have applied too much and it's looking a little too scary, we're doing drag today, so it's a little different. Although the girls wandering around the malls, y'all be in drag too, you just don't call it that. The makeup is giving drag though. If you find that you have overstepped your makeup, that's the beauty of a powder like this. If I wanted to, I could go in and just veil this over top and then it kind of softens that. Practicing at home, you don't have to go out. You don't have to think about it. Wash it off and do it again. Whenever people are like, oh, I really want to try drag. Do you think, like, what's your suggestion for a new drag queen? I'm like, do it. Because I think that everyone should experience the joy of drag. But I also think that everyone should try drag at least once to see how easy we make it look. It's a lot of work and I don't think people realize. Some people realize. Okay, we're going back in with the highlight now. Bring the highlight here, just along wherever I put the depth of color. Hiya. Down the bridge of the nose. I like to think of like a martini glass though, especially if you have a brow that is like back. I like to pop mine forward more. If you have a brow bone that goes forward, then I would suggest maybe doing this differently, but it all depends on what kind of an aesthetic you're going for. It's your face, your art. Okay, we're going in with the blush, and this is one of my favorite brands. Popping off on TikTok, Jean-Luc Cosmetics. Okay, here's a blush here. It dries down matte. You can use this on the eyes. You can use this on the lips. Let me know if you want to see a video of me using one product for a full face of makeup. Not my foundation and stuff, but like eyes, lips, cheeks. Because baby, when I tell you for traveling, it's so nice to have one product that does the whole thing. Self-setting is what I'm getting at. So you don't even have to powder it. Like, what a dream come true. So this is Jean-Luc Cosmetics blush in color Mon Amour. And I will tell you this is PR. But listen, there have been products that have been sent to me that I just don't talk about because it's not good. If it's not good, I'm going to tell you. You just need a little bit. Boop, boop. I'm going to do like a little bit of a brighter dot up there because the pigment is so good. I mean, come on, are you kidding? What I also love about Jean-Luc Cosmetics is that Jean-Luc is a queer-owned beauty brand from Canada, here in Toronto. So, like, we love that. So now I'm going to bring this up. Now I'm going to go in and just re-pop this highlight along here. I'm just laying her back over top. Blush trend kind of right now is to have it really close into your temple, and I'm living for that. I think it's really beautiful. It looks gorgeous on stage. This is really intense for here, but remember, we're doing drag makeup today. Trust the process. Because this is so pigmented, I'm going to go back in with my contour a little bit, and again, that kind of straight line, and then down. I want to go in with a little bit more blush because I want to. So I'm going to go in with like this pinky corally Anastasia Beverly Hills trio. Ooh, pretty. Mix it together. Bring this in up through the temple and down onto the cheek. Now this does have a little bit of glitter in it, but I think it's pretty. You'll notice that I have no qualms with making blush sit here. I'm going to be blonde, so I like the color to continue through. And just put it under the chin and under the nose. Then we're going to blend. Now, I know that people like to blend with like small brushes and really take their time with it, but girl, just get it done. I like kind of where the point of my brow is going to be. It's where my highlight is going to start. So I'm just going to go in and just brighten up that forehead one more time. I'm going to let her bake while we go on to the next videos. I like to go in with these glow kits from Anastasia Beverly Hills, but you can use whatever you like. I like this because it gives dimension, and I also use this on my body for shows. Really light tone here. Just a couple. Go down the bridge of my nose. We're going to do that martini glass. And then I'm going to take a little brush, kind of think a martini glass into an exclamation mark. That's the shape that I like to go for. And that's it. Hey, we are back, and here is the final look. As always, you have a safe space with me here in the House of Love. Try and remember, too, that when you're leading with kindness and compassion and critical thought, that you are doing that for yourself as well. The world already teaches us to hate everything about ourselves, and I'm here to remind you to tell the world to kindly off. If you had fun here today, let me know in the comments, give the video a like, and share it with a friend. Tell them to come hang out in the House of Love. I post videos here all the time now, and I'm so excited about being here with all of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really does mean the world. Thank you for staying here and watching this. Hopefully you liked the look. Hopefully you learned some stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget to turn on those notifications to find out when you can come hang out with me in the House of Love again. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, so I hope you're as excited as I am. As always, I love you so much. Yes, you watching this right now, I love you. Thank you for hanging out, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye, my loves.